What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gear. In this video we're going to be doing a review on the 2 months that I've owned my 2010 cammed Camaro SS. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I got tired of seeing the same intro every video, so I had to switch it up. This is my review of having ownership of this car for 2 months so far, and honestly, I can say I love it. I'm going to be comparing this to my 2020 a lot because it's just a good way to compare things, to give you guys kind of a visual way, like, oh, if you want to get a 6th gen compared to a 5th gen. This car, obviously cheaper for one, in terms of final vehicle price, than a brand new car. This car has saved me about 20 grand going this route instead of going with another 2020. Another thing I can say is the interior, I actually like it. Some people may think it's a little bit dated, but I like the gauges down here and the gauges up here. Like everything, it just looks cool. And so let's talk about drivability. So drivability with the car, it is great. I love it, it handles well, and coming from my 6th gen, I honestly thought that it was gonna be bad to drive. Like I thought, like, oh man, everybody says they're so heavy, and yes, you can feel the difference in it. You can feel that it is heavier, but I'm thinking, you know, I can't corner and take curves as well as I did in the 2020. Now, yes, the 2020 did handle a little bit better, but it still handles really well for, you know, it being a 2010 and everything. So I would recommend getting it if you're looking for drivability. Even with the cam, I thought it was just going to be a pain in the ass because it was at first. But once you get used to the cam, everything's just kind of easier to drive. You start learning, you know, when to blip the throttle, how to drive it in traffic. Everything's just normal now. Like, it's just second nature. So yeah, as you guys can see, I do have a new radio in here. The only thing I would have changed out, because it is a 2010, the previous owner changed out the radio, and the old radios are actually just like disgusting to look at. Like, you ain't got Bluetooth, you got an aux cord, but it's just, the screen is like this small, and yeah, no, it looks terrible. So I'm glad he switched that out. So that would have been one thing I would have changed out if the car was still stock, in terms of interior mods, is change that out. Love the steering wheel, love everything about the car. The seats are comfortable. I love, the leather seats. My friend actually has a 2013 Camaro, and they're cloth seats, and I really prefer these leather seats over them cloth seats. It makes a pretty big difference. So yeah, if you're going for anything, try to get the 2SS, or if you're getting a V6, get the 2LT package. It's gonna help you a lot more with just sitting in it, and nowadays everything's cheaper, so you could probably afford that higher trim package that you weren't able to afford 10 years ago, because everything's depreciated. So now's the time to go ahead and grab you one of these. Now, performance wise, I'd say, it's pretty good for, a sports car or muscle car, whatever you want to define it. But the 2020 obviously did take the lead on that one because it is newer, as the LT1 in it. This got the LS3. I love the LS3, but this car is it's heavier, and the 2020 took the power add-ons a lot better than this car did. I was, with E85 long tube headers, cold air intake, and axle backs, and that put the car faster than this car, and it's cammed long tube headers. It ain't on E85 or anything, but it's cammed long tube headers, axle backs, basically the same setup, cold air intake, and this car is actually slower than my 2020. So there's some things you want to consider if you're going to get a newer car. It is worth it to get the LT1. That's gonna, your performance is just gonna be way better than this is. But with that being said, the performance is still really good in this car. It's just not as good as some of its competitors sometimes. Like my friend, he got a Mustang and he's got long tube headers on it, and he is keeping up. Like he is really keeping up. No tune, no nothing, just long tube headers. My other friend, his is long tube headers and he has gears, and he beat me. He actually beat me. He got 410 gears in his, and he just absolutely just took off on me. So if you're going the route of an older car, like this 5th gen right here, this Camaro, this specific year, or well, these specific years, I'd go ahead and get you some new gears installed. I haven't gotten gears installed in this one yet, but it's gonna be soon. And that's gonna actually push the performance factor of this way up, because a lot of people recommend getting new gears in it, get like 391s or 410s. I'm gonna go with 391s because in the future, in the way future, I do plan on boosting it, and yeah, so that's gonna be another plan. So it's better just to go with 391s rather than 410s for me personally. Reviewing the gas mileage in this car, the gas mileage is absolutely like it's horrendous. Like it is trash, absolute ass. Like I would not recommend 10 out of 10, but I do have a cam in it, so that's on me, that's my fault. So before this, I don't know what the gas ratings are, but obviously with this cam I am not doing so well. 9.9 miles per gallon. So yeah, and it takes 93 right now, so it's taking all the money. That's the only thing about maintenance with this car, is keeping up with the gas. Now as far as exterior looks, I love the 5th gens and I love the 6th gens. I'm torn. It's more of what you want to go for in terms of looks. The 5th gen is more of a boxy, wide kind of just beefy kind of stance look, and the 2020 is more of a slim, you know, it's redefined kind of look. In the future, I really want to do a wide body kit on this car. I think it'd look absolutely just phenomenal, just especially with how the 5th gen is built. You know, change out the headlights with some halos and put a wide body kit on it and lower it, and it would just be like it would look beautiful. So that's on looks for the car. I really do like the looks. As far as your back seating, you don't have any. You can fit people in here. I do it all the time. I can fit 4 people in here, but you're gonna be up here by the steering wheel. Then people are gonna be squinched up in the back. It's just gonna be real tight in here. But I will say this, comparing this to the 6th gen again, the 6th gen, they have, it's almost like it's smaller back there than it is in the 5th gen. Like the 5th gen is a little bit more roomy. Yeah, it's just a little bit more roomy, so it's nice to have this compared to the 6th gen. It's nothing like a crazy difference, but it's a little bit noticeable, especially with headroom. Because I guess it just slopes different. They must have changed up the aerodynamics or something with the 6th gen. So yeah, but generally speaking, this isn't really practical for having 4 people in the car, but you can do it. It just depends on the size of everybody. Now, talking about sound of the car, the sound is like, it's intoxicating. Like I love starting it up. I love just like listening to the cam with it. Even if you have a 5th gen without a cam, it sounds great. I've looked up videos, I've heard videos. It just sounds wonderful. I love the exhaust note of it, especially with the cam. Just the chopping is just great. I love it. Now, I hear a lot of people complain about the blind spots in this car because your window is obviously like really small. What I will say though is, once you've driven the car for about a week, like that's whenever I got my first Camaro, like a year ago-ish, it was perfectly fine after I drove it for like a week. Like I had no issues with seeing. I mean, sometimes you can't really see, but you just got to be aware of the road. Like if you pass somebody up, kind of memorize that car, and if you see them in your mirror, you'll know like, hey, look, they're over there, you got a spot open to get over. So it's just more of how you drive affects your visibility. So yeah, if you're looking into getting a 5th gen Camaro, I'd say go for it. It's a lot cheaper than, you know, getting a brand new Camaro, and it sounds great, it looks great, it performs great. It's just overall a good car to get yourself into, especially if it's like your first sports kind of muscle car. and you know, you want to get something with a V8 in it, go ahead and get yourself a Camaro. I recommend it. I mean, I get compliments on it all the time. Like, everybody, they compliment me on the looks of it, especially because I got like the carbon fiber hood, the wing, the splitter, then I got the wheels, and the color. The color of this specific Camaro, that Inferno orange, is just, it just looks great. I was never really a fan of red or orange, but until I got this car, I turned out to actually love it. But yeah, I would just honestly highly recommend this car. It puts a smile on my face every day. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment what you guys want to see next, and don't forget to subscribe to see some more content.